So for me, networking was introduced to me in college, and it was really a transactional kind of orientation to networking, at least in the way I was introduced. It was really sort of attend this career presentation with the company coming to, find out more about the students here at the college I attended, listen to the presentation, you know, try to figure out a interesting question, get in a line with a bunch of people standing around the speakers, and sort of try to make yourself stand out with that question. So that wasn't really attractive to me as a thing to do, and I wasn't very good at it. I found myself at these events learning about the organizations who were coming to the university to recruit. That part was good. But just the interaction, it was just sort of inauthentic, and I just never was really good at it. So that was sort of my introduction and what I understood networking to be. It really is more about building relationships with people and providing different points of access and different points of entry for opportunity, not just for yourself, but most probably for the individual or individuals that you're talking to, or the organizations that you're working with or collaborating with. So my experience, I would say, took me a long time. So postgraduate school and figuring that out have been very helpful. I have gotten opportunities and access to opportunities through my network. I wouldn't say through networking as much as through my network. I was just engaged in a conversation earlier this morning with Carol here, and we were just talking about my interests. We were talking about my daughter. And she said, "Oh, I'm going to introduce you to someone who's here, who's a scientist. Your daughter is interested in science and research. You should meet this person." So it's a great example of networking, if you will, that isn't transactional, that's really about creating different points of entry for yourself and for the person often that you're speaking with to access opportunity. My current role at the NBA and the NBA G League was sort of uncovered through what some may call networking, what I think about as relationships and relationship building. I was on a panel similar to this at Columbia University, where I am an adjunct professor these days, and we were talking about sports management, the different trends in sports. I was with another organization at the time, and at the end of the panel, the woman I was on the panel with came up to me and she said, "Hey, you had some really interesting things to say. What are you going to be doing with, sort of post your career here?" And I immediately went into the next things I had planned at that organization and, initiatives that I was going to launch and things that I was looking forward to. And she says, no. I mean, your career, like sort of what are you interested in doing next? And I was like, oh, I hadn't really thought about it. And she told me about this opportunity that she was aware of at the NBA. And she's like, you'd be great for it. You should talk to the hiring manager. And I thought, who's the hiring manager? And she told me who the hiring manager was. And I knew the name of the hiring manager because I'm a basketball fan, had always been connected to basketball. So I knew who the person was. And I thought, well, at a minimum, I just want to have an interesting conversation with Sharif. and that's what happened. And that ended up being a quality conversation. And it ended up a few months later in a job opportunity. So networking, Tasmia, is really an opportunity to create different points of connection between yourself and others, individually or organizationally, to open up access to opportunity and to build relationships.